we've all been through the ringer, right? Our lives have been turned upside down, whether you are a young child, you might not even realize it, to the oldest person. We have all been traumatized.
So depression, isolation, emotional disequilibrium, regression. These are not adjectives one would like to use to describe how a student and their family are faring. Unfortunately, in COVID, we have seen inequities surface in shocking ways.
UFT member teachers highlighting the pains of student education and socialization during the pandemic. Kids who, through no fault of their own, will likely physically re-enter a school system that will never be quite the same.
And I feel like people have forgotten that aspect of this. Children are our number one stakeholders, and they have zero fault in everything that's occurred.
Today's press conference called with the estimation of more than $5 billion in COVID-19 aid coming to New York City schools in the next stimulus package, and the UFT laying out its 5-point plan to spend the money for a system that has seen less money from Albany over the last 3 years.
3 years ago, the state was supplying 50% of our funding for our schools. Now they supply 36%. So we don't want to hear that, oh, we're sending $5 billion, you have an increase. That increase is for us to work for the children.
The union's 5-point plan announced today includes more training and professional development for teachers, a reduction of class sizes, extending summer learning programs, and targeted help for high school students who should be preparing for college but instead are playing catch-up due to the pandemic. But the largest portion, $1 billion, Mulgrew says, should be allotted to creating a 10,000-person corps of academic intervention specialists, social workers, and psychologists, separated into teams. Those teams would work directly with students suffering academic losses and psychological effects from the pandemic. One team of professionals per 200 students. Mulgrew arguing that while it may sound like an expensive demand, it would come down to just $100 per student per month.
I want someone to tell me at the city or state level why we can't afford that when the city has just sent $8 billion, why the state is being sent tens of billions of dollars.
Mulgrew also warning on this issue, and when it comes to students, there is no going back to normal, including normal politics.
This is not a political drama. This is the reality for over 1 million children of New York City. This is a reality for close to 400,000 workers who dedicate their lives to the children of the city.
And Mulgrew also warning lawmakers away from viewing the stimulus money to schools as new federal funding and an excuse to reduce the state's own annual investment in public schools.